Alexa Bliss fans, I got some more bad news for you. And as a fellow Alexa Bliss fan, I am tired of this. This is getting old really fast because the chances of a return for Alexa Bliss, well, they're not looking great. Her returning to WWE in the near future is not looking good based off of a new report. This is mind boggling. And I'm going to get even more in depth into this story and more details into the story because it gets wilder and wilder and wilder. Now, we all know Alexa Bliss, she's been out the game since January of 2023. She's been off of WWE television. We haven't seen her since the Royal freaking Rumble. Okay? She goes, she takes maternity leave, she gives birth to her first daughter, and then there's rumblings in 2024. Oh, Alexa Bliss. She keeps telling us on social media she's returning. Oh, they're just waiting on the right creative. They're waiting on the right time. They're waiting to see when everything lines up perfectly for Alexa Bliss. This regime does not just bring back people and not do anything with them. Okay, great. Great. Then there's reports. Hey, they're going to hold off until 2025. Look for her in the first quarter. Look for her for January. Okay, good. Then there's rumblings. All right, she's coming back. Royal Rumble's looking likely, right? PW Insider, they first reported initial plans for Alexa Bliss. She was slated to return January 13th, Monday Night Raw, San Jose. She's going to be paired with the Wyatt Six. That was what she was going to do. And then all of a sudden, Creative was told, drop all them Alexa Bliss plans. And we're like, wait, what? And then Wyatt Six gets moved to SmackDown. And then if we find out that WWE and Alexa Bliss are in a contract dispute, well, all right. What's the issue? What is the choke point? Well, it comes down to this. You got Alexa Bliss's side. They think she should get a new WWE contract. It's been 2 years. We want a little bit more cash. We want a little bit of this, a little bit of that. WWE, hey, you have a contract. You were under contract in January 2023. You took 2 years off. Now you have a contract. Obliged by it. We're not going to restructure this deal. They could not make an agreement on that. So, talks, they stalled. They're in a standoff. Her return gets next. Well, here's the more bad news. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Uncle Dave Meltzer, he reports that they were far enough apart that people are talking about not expecting a deal to be made between WWE and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, mind you, she continuously posts teasers on social. She's really, really active these days on social media, which is quite ironic. She's yet to comment on this dispute. She's yet to say, hey guys, this is what's happening. Hey, I was going to come back. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, I missed y'all. I can't wait to get back. None of that. None of that. So where do we lie with all this? Well, I think it comes down to this. Whatever leverage that Alexa Bliss thought she had, she doesn't have it because WWE is not going to cave in this situation. It's a pretty much slam dunk that WWE is not going to cave on this. So what's going to happen? Right? We want Alexa Bliss to return. They don't want to redo her deal. What's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you. 2 things are going to happen. Alexa Bliss is either never going to wrestle again in WWE, or eventually, could be today, could be tomorrow, could be in 2 years. We don't know. She's going to go to WWE and go, hey, we accept your terms. That's it. That's it. She doesn't have leverage because WWE is going, hey, Alexa, we appreciate everything you've done. We thank you for all your hard work, all your dedication. We thank you for all that pile of money that you've drawn us in merchandise sales with those freaking Lily dolls. But we don't need you. We have X, Y, and Z. And they're right. Does Alexa Bliss bring value? Of course she does. She's a star. She's super, super over with the fan base, whether it's a babyface or a heel. She sells a ton of merch. But other than that, they don't need her. They're making more money than ever thanks to guaranteed media rights and the Peacock deal and the Netflix deal, and they're drawing sellout crowds nearly everywhere they go. They don't need Alexa Bliss. They don't need her to come in there and work with X, Y, or Z. They don't need her. They haven't needed her for the last 2 years. Right? You also have a different regime in there. And that has to be case in point. You're not dealing with Vince McMahon, who pushed Alexa pretty strongly. You're dealing with Triple H. And he has his group of talents that he likes to use. Right? So, I think if you're Alexa Bliss, you got to make a decision. It's pretty clear cut. If you want to come back, which obviously she does, she's going to have to play ball. She's going to have to go in there and go, okay, tell her management, tell her agent, tell her whoever's handling these talks, you know what? I want to come back. She's still young. She's so young. She's still in her prime. She wants to come back. We'll see. We will see. If she really wants to wrestle, if she really wants to come back to WWE, she will. It's a very clear cut. Here's our offer. We're not moving off of it. Take her or leave it. That's it. That's it. There's no maybe, and, or, but, could you, would you, please. None of that. Take her or leave it. That's it. That's what she's got to decide. We're going to find out if she wants to do it or not. How bad, right? There's all these points in our lives where you reach a point where how bad do you want it? Because you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to not get your way. That's what Alexa Bliss is going to have to do. We'll see if she's willing to do that. Because right now, WWE, they're A-okay with talent. They got more than talent than they know what to do with. They're loaded on Monday Night Raw. They're loaded on SmackDown. More importantly, they're more loaded in NXT. You may not have a bunch of main eventers right now, as of January 31st, but come February 2nd, I expect us to have Charlotte Flair will be back. I expect us to have Becky Lynch. You're eventually going to get Jade back. We could get Nikki Bella back. There's a lot of talent that's coming back. Main event type talent. And there's a lot of talent down in NXT that are main eventers down there and are going to be somebody when they come up to the main roster. So yeah, they don't need her. This is coming from a guy that has actively supported the idea of Alexa Bliss returning. They don't need her. And if you don't need someone, then that person has no leverage at the end of the day. They have nothing that they can bargain with in negotiations. And that's what this is. Now, here's an interesting point. I don't know if Alexa and her management asked for too much or if it was just, hey, will you sprinkle in a couple $100,000? We don't know. We don't know.